Hello, everybody, and cheers to the Survivor 46 finale. Had to get some drinks going today. I hope everybody is very excited for this ultimate, exciting way to end what I feel has been an incredible season. And we're going to get to all of that, kind of look back a little bit. If you want to know more about who we think is going to win, how it's going to play out, we are going to talk about that during this pre-show here, but you can also go check out our Rites of Passage video that I did with Will. It is available now on our YouTube channel, survivornowpodcast.com as well, but I can't do this pre-show by myself. So as always, I'm joined by one of my amazing analysts, and today from Got Something For You, we have Ollie. I'm Randy. I totally didn't even introduce myself.
They can see the name. It's fine.
Yeah, they know who I am at this point. And Ollie, they know who you are. You are a fan favorite. How are you doing today, getting ready for the Survivor 46 finale?
I'm excited. Obviously, I won't be able to watch it live, but I am very excited to watch it and finally get a conclusion of this season. For me, it's been great. I have enjoyed it from start to finish. So to get a winner, it's going to be sad, but I'm also very excited.
No, I'm kind of torn, and I know I don't want to say that you're biased. I know we shouldn't be biased going in, but your girl Kenzie is still in it, and we're going to get to how predictions and who everybody thinks is going to end up winning this thing coming out. We got a few comments. If you want to jump into our live chat, Ancient Voices, go ahead and do that. Now you can interact with us. Jay says, love the fresh, clean face, Randy. Thank you. It was time. And I also had an audition today where they made me shave my beard. So I was very sad. Jay also adds in, hey, Ollie, he didn't forget about you. Amy says, last pre-show. It is the last pre-show until the fall. Let that sink in. And then Sheila adds in, Rite of Passage was great. Ready for a Kenzie win. So we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. First off, this is a pre-show, so I do have to go ahead and get us to, and I'm going to do this as quickly as possible because we have so much to get to today. So basically, here on Survivor Now, we've got a busy week of coverage, your go-to source for U.S. and international Survivor coverage. That starts today with the pre-show. We do have the finale after show coming up. I don't know when that is going to be. It might be, I'm looking at tomorrow during the day. I don't know who will be joining me. I was going to talk to Ollie afterwards, but we'll just see. I don't know exactly who's Ollie's like, thanks for throwing that on me, Randy. That is coming up. So follow us on Instagram and X. On X, it's at Survivor Now Pod. On Instagram, at Survivor Now Podcast. And we will let you guys know when we will be going live with our finale after show. Obviously, Abraham is in New York for Bryson Wynn Presents. So that's why a lot of this stuff is getting pushed back. Same thing with Survivor Social. I know they have a concert in New York tomorrow. Ben has a concert. So I don't know if that's going to be going on tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I highly doubt it. So make sure to follow our social medias to find out when Tegwith and Kara will be going live to break down the finale from their perspectives. And then I do know this is still slated for Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Join Will and Jack as they do their final stocks of the season and look back to see what they got right, what they got wrong. I know early on they thought Tiffany was going to win. That didn't happen. They thought Jim was going to win at one point. That didn't happen. So make sure to tune in for that. And then I believe this is still slated for Saturday at 3 p.m., but time could always change. Join Ollie, Phil, and Matthew as they do our final recap of the season. They will take you scene by scene. Make sure you didn't miss a single thing. At this point, people have had a chance to rewatch it. They've had a chance to let the winner settle in, and whether they liked it or not. And the guys will take you through it. And I mean, Ollie, anything special planned for Got Something For You? I know you guys always look at kind of stuff that's happening on X and Instagram, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot that takes place.
Yeah, we will be looking at the, obviously, social medias. We will try and be getting some polls up on X on Friday, or possibly Thursday night. It will be Thursday night. Now my brain's thinking about it. Thursday night, there will be some polls. So go check them out, and we will have them as well as all the social media and everything ready for Saturday.
And that is the last chance you guys have to hear our perspectives on the season as we kind of close the book on this next Survivor chapter. A couple other things just want to mention real fast. Yes, there's a Bryce and Wynn present event happening live from New York City. We're going to, you thought instantly Saturday Night Live again, didn't you?
No, I was looking at this photo and you've just got Abe in the back like, hello.
We have so many of our analysts out there for you guys to meet. So if you are going to the event tonight, say hi to them. They love meeting fellow Survivor fans. And then actually we just got someone. I'm going to pull him in here just in a second, but you can meet Matthew, you can meet Jack, you can meet Abraham, Kara, and Tegwith. They will all be at the event, and Matthew will actually be taking over our Instagram. So you'll be able to live through Matthew and his experience at Bryce and Wynn Present. And then next Monday, we are going to be breaking down what is ahead for Survivor Australia. We might be getting 2 seasons next year. We will break all of that down. And then finally, who should return for Survivor Season 50? We don't want to look too far ahead, but this is coming up, and we'll take a look at that as well. So, Ollie, let's get our first guest. I told you guys there's going to be some call-ins, and it is live from New York. It is Eric Abraham from Season 41. Look at that shirt, Abraham. It's drop the 4, keep the 1.
It is right there, man. That's it.
Where did you get that at?
Look, you got to represent Season 41 at all.
I was going to say he's Season 41. Of course he's going to have all the Season 41 merch.
No, I definitely should have expected that. Well, gentlemen, let's get right to it. Abraham, thank you for calling in from your trip out there to New York. We're going to get to what to expect tonight from the actual event itself. But Ollie, I just talked your ears off for 7 minutes, which might be a record. We know I can do it. But let's start with you. Before we get into the odds and who we think is going to win and all of this stuff, what are we expecting tonight? And to add on, or to build off that, Jeff Probst did add in, the simple tease is the truth. I'm very excited for our finale. It's great. The after show is really interesting as well, and they both connect. It's very fun. It's engaging. So go ahead, Ollie. Take it away. What can we expect tonight?
Buffoonery, chaos, drama. I mean, this has been the season of the drama. It's been the season of characters. It's just been a wild ride. So I expect nothing less. Like, yes, we've had Crazy Hugo last Tribal, but that does not mean that the chaos stops. Like, I'm more than certain that Final 5 Tribal fire making is going to be insane. And then the final Tribal Council, we already see that jury. We see how stacked that jury is. Whoever wins, personally, I think they are going to earn it because that jury is not going to settle for anything less than amazing. So it's going to be a ride.
Abraham, take it away. What do you think about tonight? I mean, Ollie brings up the jury. A lot of people, myself included, think it's going to be one of the most bitter juries we've had of the new era, if not the most bitter jury. So how do you think this is going to play out tonight?
Well, first of all, let's talk about the New York vibe. You got Season 45 here, 41, 42. You got Amazing Race winners. You got Urkel winner. I mean, there's a lot of people here to support the finale in New York tonight. It's going to be epic season. Every time they've given us a little teaser of what we think might happen. Now, we all think Maria's going next. She's not. She's not going to be voted out next.
I think Maria's going next.
I'm saying that chaos will ensue on this next vote. Chaos. Fire making is easy. Nobody wants to go against Maria in fire making, so we know they don't want to see that. But I think we're going to have some fire. Now, the jury... It's a couple of hot tempers on there. So I don't know which way they're gonna fall, but I think we're gonna see a jury that's gonna make you. I'm gonna go with Ollie. They're gonna make you earn it tonight. And whatever you say, better have some merit and better have some weight. And there's only 2 players left in the game, legitimately can be called sole survivor.
We can get to that. Only 2 players. I know. The favorites, you're going to say Maria as one of those, Abraham, and that's the odd. He's going to say Maria and Charlie, and I think he's leaving out, Ollie's pick to win, spoiler alert, which is Kenzie. I mean, I think realistically, and we're going to get to the betting odds a little bit later in the show. Realistically, there's 3 people who could really take home this prize. And just no disrespect to Ben or Liz, they can easily win tonight. We don't know how this plays out. And whoever wins, I remind everybody watching at home, it is tough to make it. I don't care if it's 39 days, 46 days, 26 days. It is tough to go out there with a group of people you've never met before and make it to the end of this game. You know, I used to watch this and think, oh, yeah, Survivor has goats. Survivor has people who are carried. No, they don't, because let me tell you, if you're annoying, you're going to get voted out. There's got to be some type of social strategy from your point to go out there and make that connection, even if someone is doing most of the strategy and kind of drag you along with them. You still had to form that bond. Ollie, I'll let you take it from there. I mean, I think all 5 of these people, if you make it to the end, you've done something right. And if you win, props to you. You had to kill that final tribal council.
Oh, hey, absolutely.
I saw Venus last night. She's here. They're ready to go. Charlie, I hope he invited the Taylor Swift PR podcast. Charlie, I told him when I saw him, hey, I hope Taylor Swift puts you in VIP at least one time. Survivor for a whole season. It's epic tonight. Over in the States hanging out with us.
Do you know what? I would have, but international flight.
Yeah. Same reason I'm not in Australia. I was supposed to be in Australia right now. We have a few comments here. Let's see what we got. We got Jay. Chaos as an alive tribal at Final 5, Abraham? Maybe. Yeah. Jay adds in, wake it up, Randy. Nothing is easy on Survivor. And then Russell says, let's go, Charlie. So, Abe, we want to, you know, Ollie and I are going to get back to this pre-show here, and we're going to let you go in a couple minutes so you can continue to get ready. Yeah, and you're cutting out just a little bit. So before we let you know, Abraham, the last thing I want to ask you, if fans are going to Bryson Wynn Present tonight, they've never been before, what can they expect at that event?
It's going to be a madhouse. Yeah. It's going to be everybody from Survivor. It's going to be everybody from this season. It's going to be people from other CBS shows, Netflix shows. We're all in the house. And we're all there to see who's going to be crowned Survivor.
Abraham, represent Survivor now out there. Thank you so much for joining, man. And hey, I wish I was out there with you, buddy.
Yeah, you shafted me this year. We're going to talk about that later.
All right, take it easy, Abraham.
Bye.
All right, so that's fun. I love Abraham. I love him so much. All right. Yeah. Oh, take it away, Ollie. You had something.
No, I was going to say, yeah. I've completely already forgot what you said. But I do think all 5 of them, to be fair, I think all 5 have, if they win, they have a legitimate story. I think it's just the fact that some have a stronger one. Like, I can understand why Abe is very strong on Charlie and Maria, because I think we have seen quite a lot of them recently. But that's not to say we haven't seen a lot of Kenzie. We've seen more of Kenzie, actually, than we have Maria, but also when it comes, like all 3 of them have had some sort of story that I think is strong. For Maria, it's very strategic. For Kenzie, it's very social. For Charlie, it's this kind of jury management type one that anything can go with them 3. But also Ben and Liz. I think Ben has a great story of, you know, he was able to come from back and do it. Liz was able to kind of show her emotions and actually still take charge strategically in certain points. So it's all up in the air for me.
No, I definitely think, and I just don't want it to happen tonight where we get like a Liz or a Ben winner and everyone loses their mind. I know we keep going back to Mike Gabler of season 43. A lot of people did not like that winner. Some people felt he didn't deserve it over Cassidy. You could go back to season 41. Some people believed Erica didn't deserve her win. I know Xander was kind of being looked at as a favorite. Deshaun was looked at as maybe he could take the title. So there's been multiple seasons now in this new era where people are like, they don't deserve it. And I hope people can get past that feeling, because if you make it to the end, it's not, hey, you got carried to the final 3, we're handing you $1 million. There are still 7 to 9 people, however big the jury is, that you have to convince to vote for you, whether they're petty or not, whether it's like, let's just say it's Maria versus Liz. And I know there's 3, but let's just say it's Maria versus Liz. And Maria just made a ton of moves against people and, pissed them off. And they vote for Liz because, they like Liz. She's a good person. There's still some social play to that.
Yeah, that's jury management. Unless we forget, jury management comes into play in Survivor. And sometimes the best player may not have had the best jury management. And unfortunately, if they return, they'll remember that for next time. Or they might not. Who knows?
No, well said. It's all about jury management. That's why these people have been talking about their resumes and all of that, getting that prepared for this night, which some people would say is one of the biggest nights of their lives in terms of the finale. We're on to our final five. So, Ollie, before we get to some of the we'll get back to the bigger topics later, kind of like fire making and stuff. But let's go ahead and talk about this final five. I know that's why everybody is here. A huge night for these people. Yes. We've got Ben, Maria, and Charlie from Siga. You have Liz from Nami, and you have Kenzie from Yanu. Yeah. So, we have all tribes are represented here. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. They're all represented here. I think before we get into individual odds, Ollie, I think this is a terrific final five. What do you think?
This is the thing. It's a very surprising final five. And I think a lot of people are sort of on the fence about them. And I think that's because so many people were so strong on people like Tiffany, people like Hugh, people like Hunter. And because they were out early, everyone's like, well, what have these five got to do? What have these five do? I think this is a really good final five. And it's a surprising final five, which I think goes in conjunction with Survivor, because it's you shouldn't just expect the obvious. These five have gotten there on their own merit. And yes, are all of them the biggest physical player? No. Are all of them the biggest strategic player? No. But that's this season. This season, sometimes being able to minimize your threat level was able to help you. And I feel like this five clearly represent that. But I love this final five. Obviously,
you play with
in the middle.
You play with the cards that you've been dealt. And Jay adds in, is this the most boring final five in the new era? LOL, JK. I think Ollie said it great. This has not been, no disrespect to the players out there, the most strategic season ever. And I think a lot of people are going to be sad because we've seen a lot of the top players based on the edit get voted out one after another. I know a lot of people wanted Venus to make it just because they wanted to see the chaos. You had top contenders go out and Tevin and Tiffany, right one after another. You had Hunter mixed in there. Q ended up being like the favorite. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, I think Q could actually win this season. He gets voted out last week. So yes, there's a lot of big players who got voted out, but Ollie, that's the game. That is it. The whole point of the game right there. Take it away.
Exactly. No. And that's the game. And do you know what? There's one thing that most of the jury have that none of these five had: an idol. All five of them have managed to get there without any sort of extra security. Last we checked, 4 of them had that on the jury, and now they're on the jury with those lovely souvenirs. We all know it's the recurring joke of the season.
Yeah.
But again, it's that thing of I think with these final five, they weren't not complacent, but they didn't let their guard down. And if they did let their guard down, luckily it wasn't them and they were able to rebound from it. So,
well, Ollie, let's try our best to talk about their games here with a little bias, because I think we both have the same winner pick. And we're going to start off by saying our winner pick is the odds-on favorite to win tonight. Odds-on, they're close behind her. But let's start with Kenzie, starting on the Yanu tribe. Obviously, Yanu had all their issues with Jelinski, with Jess, with Banu, which took up the first part of the season. They were able, Kenzie, Tiffany, Q, were able to come into the merge, navigate their way through the merge, because you had kind of Nami going up against Siga, not really paying attention to Yanu, and at the end of the day, there was only one Yanu member who made it to the end, and it was Kenzie. So she showed the resilience to stay on the right side of the vote. Yeah. Yes, Tiffany getting sent home wasn't her move, but she was starting to talk about it. Unfortunately, she couldn't claim that as her move. So you see the odds if you guys are betting fans, and I get this from Bet Carolina, plus 185 odds. 35 0.1% chance to win. She is the favorite tonight. Why is she the favorite? I know you're a Kenzie fan. Why is everyone thinking she wins?
Kenzie fan. I mean, we'll all admit I'm quite biased on Kenzie, but that's just because I love her. I think she is an amazing player. She has skyrocketed up there as one of my favorite players ever. But I think she was able to almost prove what everyone was saying, because everyone was like, she's a social queen, she's a mermaid dragon, she's all this, and she's still there. And it's kind of going, everything that Banu said, everything that Q was trying to say, like everything that people were trying to paint on her, she proved, but then she was able to use that to get people to not look at it. And I think J.E. put in the chat that he thinks Kenzie could be becoming a decoy winner. I actually don't necessarily think that, because I feel like the show has set us up for this showdown between Charlie and Maria. And because I think Abe even said it, like he has them two there. However, we always hear from Kenzie. Kenzie has always had a confessional. The least amount she had in an episode was 2, but she has consistently always had confessionals. So I think if she's able to show her kind of social grandeur, and then even with the Tiffany vote, yes, she wasn't a part of it, but she was the one that was able to put the feelings out there. She was able to give people the go-ahead to do it. So it's like, yes, Maria really wanted to do this. Kenzie was the one that put the idea out there to people, which then got the idea in everyone's heads. So she can still say that she can take credit for it in the influence sort of thing. Because she can say, I was an influence there.
Yeah.
And Maria didn't want me to be a part of that. So Maria was even afraid of me there.
I think I'll show a few comments here before I add in my point. Hello, she seems positive and authentic, yet strategic constantly. And then Amy adds in, I think the editor showed us the mermaid dragon clip of Banu for multiple reasons. Here's what I think about Kenzie and why I think she's taking it tonight. And it's the same time, I told people this on the Rites of Passage the other day, Ollie. It's the same reason I picked Erica to win. Back in the day, yes, I still run our social media. Ollie runs it part-time now, and then Matthew runs it part-time as well. But back in the day, season 41, when Survivor Now was just getting started, it was just me. So whoever Randy thought was going to win is who we posted as Survivor Now's, winner pick towards the end of the season. And I put Erica, and at the time, people are like, Erica? Why Erica? And a lot of people still think that was a shot in the dark. I just got lucky, and I threw out Erica, and she won the game. No. Kenzie's the type of player you have to look past the edit. The edit is not showing you as Kenzie as a winner. But if you look at what she's done all season long and you are aware of that, her social gameplay has been one of the best among the entire cast. She's very loved. Same thing with Erica. I'm not comparing them. They're not identical in the sense of how they played the game. But I do expect if Kenzie wins tonight, very unfortunate, but I think she's going to get some backlash from more casual fans who think it should have been Charlie or Maria. But I think it's going to be the same since what we got with Erica when people are like, she didn't deserve to win. Yes, Erica killed the game. She was a great social player. Her fellow castaways came out after the season and said, hey, she deserved it. She was incredible.
Yeah.
I think that's why Kenzie takes it tonight. Has she played the loudest strategic game? No, but it doesn't always come down to that. She's likable. She's a great talker or a great speaker, however you want to say it. And I think she's got enough to persuade the jury, mix that in with her social dynamics and how she's played with her social gameplay. And I think that's what makes her the favorite tonight.
She may have not been the loudest in the room, but she was always a voice in the room. And the thing is, when you look at some of the others, they weren't always perceived as the voice. There were times Charlie wasn't. There were times Liz wasn't. There was times Ben wasn't. Sorry. But it always seemed like Kenzie was a voice. And we saw it early in the merge, and we've still kind of seen it now. Possibly like not Tiffany's, but one vote. One vote she wasn't. And also, when you look at it, yes, she had that vote from Ben, but her name has never been brought up as a vote. Last week when they were thinking of doing the idols, the names that it was Charlie, but the other name was Liz. was not Kenzie.
And she's one wild Ben vote away from still being in the running for a perfect game. If she sweeps the jury tonight, which I don't think is going to happen, but if she sweeps the jury, if Ben didn't accidentally write down Kenzie's name, that's only the third perfect game we've ever seen in Survivor, which is another thing it's difficult to do. Thank you for bringing that up, Ollie. Keeping your name out of conversation. That is right there. That is very, very tough to do. Before we move on to our next person, Kenzie has talked players into thinking they were safe, and then they didn't play their idols. Nice. Hunter, Hunter. Nice. I know Hunter for sure added that in.
3 times. 3 times.
3 times, yeah. Hello adds, the only sad thing is social game is sometimes the least seen from your peers or overlooked. Viewers see it because of the edit, but not everyone sees Kenzie comforting Ben, for example. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if comforting Ben was her playing the game at all, but it still just shows you the type of amazing person she is, and that does matter, especially if Ben ends up on the jury. And then last comment I'll show about. I was
going to say, that one.
Same thing, Sheila. The show will show us tonight why Kenzie's relationship with Ben is so significant. So absolutely love that. Let's move on to the next favorite to win, and there is a tie for second, but we're going to talk about Maria first. Maria Gonzalez from the Siga tribe, plus 225, 30.8 chance to win this game. So a little less than Kenzie, but she still has a very, a lot of people think Maria could end up taking this tonight. What we've seen from Maria, she formed this bond with Charlie early on. They wanted to be the Malcolm and Denise. She has played a tough game. I think she's been better at challenges than a lot of people thought she would be. She's been the challenge beast. She is one immunity challenge away from tying a record of the most all-time between women. She's 2 away. If she goes on to win both tonight, she's tied for like 9th all time. Let me just tell you guys. So she has been a beast this season. She's played an incredible social game, working alongside Charlie this season. She has been the loudest player left in the game in terms of a strategic standpoint. So look, I think Maria's the next one to go. I think that last vote was a crucial one. I think getting Q out was basically her safety wire in this game. And I think if she doesn't win immunity, she's the next one to go. Ollie, what do we think about Maria?
That's what I was going to say. I think Maria needs to win out. I do truly think that Maria needs to win out. Again, we can be completely blindsided by that. I think Maria has done a really good job strategically, and I will give her credit on the fact that she has been the component of a fair few of the big moves this season. And she can differentiate herself from Charlie and also kind of give her own credit. I think she has sometimes, with being the loudest strategic voice in the room, I think that has also affected her socially and jury management wise, because I do think if she does get to the end, she's going to have a tough time with people like, obviously, Venus. I don't think Venus is going to vote
Venus
for her.
Would not vote for her. No.
I think she could struggle technically with Tiffany a little bit. I'm going to say this, even possibly Ben. And here's why, because we had the secret scene, the deleted scene a few weeks ago where they were talking about the idol and she was convinced he had the idol. And I think even though we didn't see it on the show, it's like how she approached that with Ben. I think that could still sit with Ben and be like, I remember that. So I think it will depend on if she is able to show that she is miles above the rest and people go, well, we have we have to. I think it's just going to be if she's able to win out. If she's able to win out, then I think she'll be fine. Or she finds an idol. It's final 5. It can still happen.
It could still happen. Well, let's say Maria wins out, though. Let's say she's sitting next to Kenzie and Charlie, who would be her 2 big opponents left in this game. There's been talk between the fans about, can anybody beat Maria? I mean, you just said it. Jury management is a real thing. She has a couple people on the jury who might not vote for her, even if she does make it to the finale. But if she makes it there, there's 7 people, I think, on the jury total. Once we vote out 2 more people, I think there's going to be 7 total. Is there anyone who can beat Maria? 8? Is there anyone who could beat Maria, or does she have this game locked up if she makes it to the final job?
I think Charlie could beat her. I think Kenzie could beat her. It's just, again, how they explain their games and how they are able to convince the jury. Because for me, I'm one of those people where I won't discount anyone because it was even like Kim, like we go back to One World and Kim was so dominant, yes, but I kind of have that thing of she did have a couple of issues with jury management and social, and there was times I was looking at it going, Sabrina could easily take this because she's so well spoken, she's able to perform better articulating. So yes, Maria has shown a lot of dominance, but if someone like Kenzie or someone like Charlie is a better speaker than her and is able to showcase a more well-rounded game than her, I think people could be swayed.
Let's get a few comments here. Amy adds in, everyone, including Charlie, wants her out of this game. Jay adds in, Maria has shown that when her back's against the wall, she can pull out a win, and edgically, it makes sense for Maria to go out next. But I think it'll be Charlie, since the edit goes against what we would normally expect is the end there. So yeah, very well said. She is the second favorite to take it. I know a lot of fans think she's the favorite going into tonight. There's going to be a lot of casual fans who are not happy if Maria ends up not winning this. She is my favorite out of all the mother archetypes that we've gotten in the new era. Like I think Maria has played a really, really good game. And I think she's someone who we could bring back for a second chance. Like I think she's played phenomenal. But I saw someone, I think it was Jay, who said, wow, Maria has the second best odds. That's kind of shocking. Tied for second, because Charlie has the exact same odds. Basically, this is the people who create these odds are basically saying whichever one of them makes it to the final three, because they're probably both not going to make it. These are their odds. So Charlie Davis, plus 225, 30.8% chance to win, just like Maria. He also came from the Sega camp. We've already talked about his relationship with Maria in terms of this Malcolm and Denise relationship. Charlie has had some incredible confessionals. Remember that one that he had where he's like, am I what goes awry?
Yes.
Fantastic. So and then he also had the one where he's like, look, I want to be the Denise in this situation. And I thought that was fantastic. He's made, do you remember that?
Yes. And I actually think that as the season progressed, I think he turned. Everyone thought it was just, I think everyone just went, Maria, female, Charlie, male. There you go. But actually, I think when you look at it a bit closer, you're like, actually, no, Charlie is the one that was being Denise this whole time.
And Charlie made a huge move when he had the loved ones visit, chose not to take Maria, chose to take Kenzie and Liz, the two people who didn't get to go on the reward before. This was a great social move. And that is essentially, that is what locked them in with Charlie when Maria and Charlie last episode were battling for those votes. Maria wanted to get Charlie out and Charlie wanted to get Maria. Obviously, Charlie couldn't get Maria because she won. Props to her. But Charlie's like, okay, we can't get Maria. Let's turn the Q. There's been a lot of moments this season. I think Charlie has been the smartest player playing this season in terms of the game moves he's made, his analysis on kind of the situation at hand. There's something about Charlie personally. Every time I hear a confessional of his, I'm like, man, this guy knows exactly what's going on, what he needs to do. He didn't freak out when Maria won immunity, and he didn't overreact or do something stupid by voting out Kenzie or Liz. He could have easily been like, well, let's just get Kenzie or Liz out and I'll make the move. No, I want Q out because without Q, Maria only has me. That leaves a different path for him. If he wanted to go back with Maria, potentially he could rebuild that bridge, or he has a path forward with Kenzie, who we've seen them develop a really good relationship over the past couple of weeks strategically. Yeah. So, I mean, Ollie, what are Charlie's chances looking like if he were to make it to the end?
I think he's got a really good chance. I mean, we've seen his social, again, similar to Kenzie, we've seen how strong he is socially, and I think he was able to minimize his threat level pretty flawlessly. I feel like he has kind of been able to look like he's the one to do a lot of good stuff kind of strategically recently. I'm actually going to push back on last episode because I saw when other people have been doing like player of the season, and there was a tie between Charlie and Kenzie, and there was one that had put Charlie first, and I actually disagreed because I actually do think Charlie overplayed his hand a bit last episode. And I don't think he realized it, because I think when he spoke to Maria, I think he wanted options. We're at final 6, and And I think there it could have gone awry for him. To quote him back, he could have been the one to go awry for his own self-doing.
Yeah, it was close.
So,
I mean, it just takes one person to flip. And
all it took was for Maria to decide, okay, I'm going to go tell Q. I'm going to trust.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because he went and took to keep his. Yeah, I mean, good point. Good. I was a fan of that. I know a lot of people have looked at it. They hated that move.
This thing, I don't hate it. I think I look at it in the sense of it was risky, and I do think he did overplay. He got a little bit too greedy, but it just depends on if that continues. Could that affect him? Could that get him voted out? We don't know yet. But I still think he has a great shot if he gets to the end, because he went to freaking Harvard. Like, he's a good speaker. Let's be fair.
He's got to be good at public speaking. Yeah, but I will add in, I predicted with Will on the rites of passage that Charlie is going to be the one to eliminate Liz at Fire. Let me just throw this out there, because I got a lot of people chirped back at me and said, if Charlie wins Fire, there's no way Kenzie, Maria, anybody is beating him with that fire-making win and the way that he's played this game. Would you agree with that, Ollie? If he wins Fire, if he was to knock someone out in Fire, would that solidify him as someone who's going to be very, very difficult to beat? Because we do sorry, I know Ollie was like, Randy, you interrupt. We do know that is a thing where it's like, if they win Fire, it's recency. Oh, we just saw him win Fire. Let's give him the vote.
Yes, but I'm that person of Fire does not equate to the rest of the 25 other days. But I actually don't think Charlie and Liz are going into Fire. Like, I don't know if you saw this because I actually predict, because when you look at the season and you see the little Easter eggs, I looked back at this. Kenzie was the first one to make Fire on Yanu. Ben was the first person to make Fire on Sega. I think it's them too. So that's why I say that. So, but hypothetically, if Charlie did go into Fire and win, I think it would help him. Do I think it would put him over the edge? No. Because I think this jury wouldn't just...
Whoever made Fire wins,
Yeah, I don't think the jury would do that.
I mean, it's definitely, I agree with the people who made the odds, because I don't see any chance that Maria and Charlie both make it to the final three. Ollie, is there a chance for that or no?
Unless, like, hypothetically speaking, Maria wins Final 5 immunity, and then one of them win Final 4 immunity and take the other. That would be the only scenario.
It would be so dumb.
I think it would be very slim, unless they were thinking, like, I took you. Like, it's that thing of Charlie could sit there and be like, Maria can't say she got her on her own. I decided to take Maria and take a lot of power away from Maria. I let someone else have some power. Maria didn't get that power. That's the only little thing I can see.
I mean, we have seen Charlie be like, it would be nice to just go to the end together with our initial plan. But I think at that point, we might be past that, especially with the fact he saw Maria voted against him at the last tribal council. Yeah. It's war now, like game on. Yeah. We got two more people to talk about. And I know people are saying they have no chance, but Ben Katzman comes in plus 4,000, 2.4% chance to win this game, which is rough. But if you look at the other three, he definitely comes in as an underdog. So Ben, also coming from Sega, has been the Energizer Bunny. I mean, people loved his energy immediately. You can't say he hasn't played the game at all. We saw him go on a journey where he tried to get, I believe it was an extra vote he was playing for. So we saw him try to do that. Great social game. Not much in the strategic department. No. He really started to fall flat towards the end. I think he ran out of that energy, because we've seen kind of his anxiety get the best of him at times. We've seen Kenzie kind of help him, especially at night. I'm not knocking you at all, Ben. Anxiety is a real thing. I'd probably happen to me if I was out there. I'm just saying, I'm stating the facts. This is what we've seen from Ben this season. Is there, for people who are Ben fans, because I know Abraham is a fan of Ben, is there any shot for Ben to win this if he makes it to final three? I know never say never. There's always a shot for everyone. What does he have to do?
It's that never say never. Like, who knows? We could see a finale surge, and we see this amazing like final 2 rounds from Ben. I think right now he gives me, if he was a winner, it would give me Fabio. It's like, that's the vibe I get from Ben. If Ben were to win, I'm not saying that he is Fabio, But when you look at it and if you kind of see it, you can see the reference. I don't know, it would just be really hard for Ben, I think, at this point. But again, stranger things have happened.
I think he needs Kenzie on the jury. I'm not going to lie. That might be far-fetched, but, jury management, jury cheerleaders are a real thing. We've seen Kenzie develop a relationship with him. I'm not saying Kenzie would go and say, hey, we should all vote for Ben. I don't know where Kenzie's mind is, but if you look at who he was the closest to, Kenzie or Charlie, that's his hope to get on the jury.
That's what I was going to say. Hypothetically, if Charlie and Kenzie were on the jury for 5th and 4th, and then the final 3 was Maria, Ben, and
Liz,
yes, I could see a way that he'd at least get possible votes because he'd be able to show his underdog story, show the struggle, and I think people could relate to him on a human level. So you never know.
And he's my pick to finish as the 3rd place 0 vote finalist. So that's where I'm at with Ben. A few comments here. I saw Josh joined in. There could be an idol and the other wins immunity. Basically saying about the Maria and Charlie going back. Jay says, I can see a Kenzie versus Ben fire-making challenge, and that's why we got so much of their relationship, because he votes for her in a 5-3 vote over Charlie. A lot of people, that's been a big rumor that Ben is going to be the deciding vote tonight, and that's why we saw the relationship between him and Kenzie. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see if Ben can muster up any votes at tonight. And finally, the biggest underdog. This is the first season I've actually looked at like the odds, and I kind of enjoy seeing these odds. Like, it's kind of fun. Liz is coming in plus 9,000, 1.1% chance to win. Now, Liz is the last remaining member of NAMI. Bet you didn't have that on your Survivor 46 bingo card. She has been incredibly emotional at times this season, especially with her connection to her daughter and how they share the love of Survivor together. Everyone wants to talk about the Applebee's reward. We'll get to that when we look at what you guys voted online about the favorite moments of the season. That obviously sticks out with Liz. I remind everyone, there was a time where probably a few weeks back where I'm like, can Liz win this season? Because I don't think Liz gets the respect that she deserves. And on the rites of passage, we put her under the label of bad gameplay. And I thought that was a little bit low, because I remind everyone, when everyone thought Soda was working with Tevin and Hunter early on in the game, Tevin did not go to Soda to talk about plans. He went directly to Liz. That is a social gameplay. That's another thing that the edit really doesn't show. But that's what we talk about when we say you have to look past the edit. She was able to form a relationship with Tevin to get that bond that made Tevin trust Liz. How many times did we see Tevin go to Liz and Liz was like, oh, I already wanted to do that. I think Liz knew what she needed to do in the game. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and that's why we're sitting here saying she hasn't had much gameplay. Obviously, some of that boiled over when she yelled at Q, basically saying, you've ruined my entire game because you made this move when I wanted to make it. She also felt like she had something to do with the Venus vote. Remember, that was not only Tevin and Venus claiming that, it was also Liz. So if she makes the finale, that might be her big talking point is I got Venus out of the game. It'll be interesting to see that, because now Venus, Soda, and Tevin have all been in Ponderosa to chat about that. Do I need to look at the comments? Is there a good?
But just to go off of it, I think if Liz is able to have a really strong final tribal, if she makes it, she could do well. Because again, I think Hello mentioned it. The Soda vote, I think she can get total credit for. Tevin's vote is her move. I don't care what anyone says. And Q maybe not as much. I feel like Q is that kind of everyone kind of have credit.
Everyone did it,
But I do think her and Kenzie do have something extra. So if, say, Kenzie wasn't there and Liz was there could be a world. I think it just depends on how this finale goes. Again, we've seen people not look like they have a chance, and then the final few episodes occur, and then that's how they won.
Not to bring him up again, but she would be the Gabler of the season. Like a lot of people would not be happy to see Liz wins. And I mean, if she makes it to the final 3, I have no doubt you have to play up the story. You have to play to the audience, play to the jury. I have no doubt that her daughter is going to come into conversation, how much this means to the both of them and how she's been an underdog all season. She should, excuse me, she should play off that. She should go in if she makes it to the final 3 and say, look, I've been looked at as the underdog all season. I haven't been taken seriously. I'm sitting here. You're sitting there. And this is why I got you there. This is how I was a part of you being there. I do think Liz needs to have the speech of a lifetime to convince. I mean, yes, she stands the best odds if Ben is one of the people sitting next to her. I think they both have an argument against one another. But if you have either Kenzie, Maria, or Charlie there, which you're going to have one of them there, it's going to be an uphill battle. I see why she has the lowest odds.
I think her best bet would be her Ben and Maria, actually. But I think the thing with Liz is she would have to be able to show how she'd have to turn her emotion into passion to win people over. I think that's how she's going to distinguish. If she can show that her emotions were passion and it was a good thing, that's how I can see that working for her.
This is how I see her winning. Hello adds in. Liz can still win 1 to 2 immunities, find an idol, play it right, win fire. So many ways for Liz to win. Never say never. That's the beauty about this game is you have no idea. Yes, there's a favorite of who's going to win tonight, but you have absolutely no idea how the jury is going to vote and how this thing is going to play out, which makes it super, super exciting. Ollie, moving past the castaways, we have about 15, 20 minutes here. There's just some stuff. We've got some polls we're going to get to in just a couple seconds. But we do know the after show is happening again tonight. And Jeff Probst added in that the after show is really interesting and it connects to the season as a whole. Just quick thoughts on what you think about the after show. Obviously, a lot of people want the live reunions back, but what do you think about the after show?
I mean, agreed, I would. I actually think this after show is probably going to be, in the words of Kenzie, spicy. I mean, well, because I think we are going to see, we're going to hear him talk about the idols, and I think, you know, Jeff, he's going to be sassy Jeff there and be like, all 4 of you had idols and you didn't play them. Like, I think the collective can sit there and be like, come on, guys. I think we could hear some kind of back and forth from people versus Q. I mean, there was the whole Applebee's thing. There was, like, I feel like Q was a very big proponent this season. Venus was a very big proponent this season. So I could see some kind of people hashing out stuff and getting, it's not going to be like Real Housewives, but I think there's going to be some heated debate that hopefully just airs out grievances.
And I mean, the reason I think you could be right about the sass, the heat hasn't cooled down. The stove is still hot in the kitchen because we've been seeing it on social media all season long. I mean, especially from Venus's point of view. I mean, we've seen the castaways been taking jabs at one another all season. So I have no belief that when they aired this immediately after the game, tensions are still high. I could see this being the most fired up, after show that we've ever had.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Oh, I can't wait. I actually am excited for this after show. We talked a little bit about it. We know the fire making showdown is back. The reason I brought this up as a point is Survivor has enjoyed doing little teases all season long of what could happen in the episode. And it was a very interesting thing that the actual Survivor's Instagram posted this past week. And the little preview they posted was from that infamous fire making showdown where no one could make fire, and they ended up just handing them matches, and they posted fire making doesn't always go to plan. So what to expect from the fire making showdown? I know you said you think it's going to be Ben and you say Kenzie?
And
Ben and Kenzie. Yeah, and I think it's going to be Liz and Charlie. Well, what can we expect? Is this Survivor kind of being like, look, people aren't going to be able to make fire tonight?
Possibly. I mean, this is the thing. I feel like this season, though, they have really tried to throw us off the scent, because I feel like every sneak peek or thing we've seen has been a complete 180 to what happened. So this could just be them trying to throw the scent off. I don't know. Truly with that one, I don't know, because I look at it from the sense of when I look at what they've shown us, I see what they've shown us, and I see that they've shown Kenzie and Ben, who've both made fire. But then also, we haven't ever really seen. Have we seen Liz and Charlie really make fire?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So again, it's this. I don't know. I truly don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to make any full predictions because I really don't know.
It would be so entertaining to see them give matches. So something to think about tonight. I know we got a bunch of comments. I'll get to this comment right here from Gary. How are their real odds? The season has been spoiled. The season hasn't been spoiled. They've been doing odds for a while. I just haven't paid attention. I mean, these are people creating the odds that are just watching it just like us. So they're going off the edge, who they think could win. The odds have not always been right. I got to get this person in right here. We have another guest before we get on to those polls. It is live from New York. It is Jack from Survivor Stockwatch. Jack, what's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? How's it fucking going?
Who is that?
The podcast. Say hi.
What is up? The party.
Hello.
Jack is partying. Jack, I know we only have you for a couple minutes, but I don't know why I'm screaming. But Jack, I will say this is your first Bryce and Wynn Presents event. How pumped are you?
Oh my God. I've never met real Survivor people in my life. Like, this is absolutely insane. I am stoked beyond belief. I might jump off this railing right here. Like, this is
I'm
surreal to be here. I'm so excited to meet the people I've watched on TV, that I've analyzed, that I talked about. This is insane.
Yeah, you guys have to meet Jack tonight. If you see him, if you're going to the event, say hi to Jack. And get a picture with my boy. So, Jack, while we have you here, give us your best, your quick analysis. We just talked about all the players left in the game. Who is winning? Who do you think is going to take home the prize tonight?
Oh, absolutely, Kenzie. 100%. Will and I have talked about this to ad nauseum. Kenzie is going to win tonight 100%. Could be a close vote between Kenzie and Charlie based on all the edit we've been given, all of the moves we've been given from Charlie and from Kenzie. They have very different games. Kenzie's super social, super personal. Charlie is incredibly strategic, really making different moves in the game. We could see a Dom and Wendell type scenario here. Could be a tie vote. Could be Ben voting for Kenzie to win the game. That is what I am thinking for tonight, and I'm excited to see it live, baby. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be with the people who are making that decision, and it is surreal to be there.
Hey, find Abraham when you get there. Abraham might be able to get you to the back, my friend. He might be able to weasel you back there. Ollie, do you have any questions?
I will talk to the man. I have not talked to Abraham Bailey. I will talk to the man. You guarantee it.
Ollie, do you have any questions before we let him go?
No, listen, but go, Jack.
No, you go, Ollie.
No, I was just going to say have the best time and enjoy it. I ain't gonna...
Thank you, guys. Hey, appreciate Survivor Now podcast. I will be repping you tonight. Guarantee it. This is the podcast to be at. I will be seeing all the survivors, all the international survivors. Talking Eileen, George, Caroline from Titans versus Rebels. You will guarantee it. I will be with those people. I will be taking pictures. Stockwatch, represent, baby!
And we're going to, Jack, man, that was incredible. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to put that as the channel trailer. That is incredible. Jack, hey, thanks for calling in, man. Have fun tonight.
You too, guys. Hey, appreciate y'all. I'll see you later, all right?
Peace out. Stay safe, Jack. Oh, that was incredible.
Sorry, Jay. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what you were saying, Ollie? Were you like...
I was like, I don't need... He's looking like he's going to have a fun time tonight. Let's hope he's recovered by Stockwatch.
I cannot wait. That's what you get at a Bryce and Wynn event. You see how red my face is? That was pumped. I need to get on Jack's level. All right, so we got some last minute time or some. Yeah, I'm, all over the place now. We have a few. We have a few minutes left here. I mean, I've also been drinking, so who knows? Who knows? So yes, we've talked about how this season has been incredible. And this is the question that's going to come up after the season is all said and done. And where does this season rank among the others of the new era? And Ollie, before I'm going to give you a second to think about this question, because we ran some polls on our X. So while you think about that, I'm going to show these polls if I can actually get back to them. Here we go. All right, so the first one that we ran, and thank you guys for voting. You can always vote for these polls on our X account at Survivor Now Pod. Survivor 46 fans, this is the finale of 46 is tomorrow. We've got some questions, blah, blah. Overall, how would you rate Survivor 46? This ties in to exactly what we were about to talk about, Ollie. This is interesting. 41% best new era season. 41% I enjoyed it, not the best. 18%, it was all right. I watched. 0% did not really like it. That is huge compared to what people were saying at the beginning of the season, myself included. This season's over. Survivor is dead. So I'll send it to you, Ollie, to feed off of this. Where does it rank?
I don't know. I personally, it has been one of my favorites. I have really enjoyed it. It's in my top 2 for sure. I need to see how the finale goes, though, before I solidify whether it is the top or it is second. I'm not sure yet. But overall, it's been in the top 2.
I agree. I would say top 2. I don't know if it can pass 45 for me. I've been very vocal. I think 45 is the best new era season. It was entertaining. The cast was incredible. The strategy was amazing. I just think in terms of the new era, what we've seen with the new era, it was the most well put together. 46 is a close second. And I think 46 could have passed it if it wasn't for those first 4 episodes, which was an absolute drag to get through. But ever since then, it has been incredible. And it's really picked up. And I said this the other day that I would go 45, 46, and then 44, 43, 42, 41. I think each new era season has been, and I'm not talking winners, it's not based on who won it. I'm talking the season as a whole. Yeah. I think it just keeps getting better. And I've really enjoyed seeing where Survivor US has gone ever since 41, when I said, what the hell is this? This is not Survivor. They're starting to figure it out.
Yes.
And in a sense. And I keep telling everyone this, we love to bitch about how many advantages there are. There's too many advantages. There's too many twists. There really wasn't that many this season whatsoever.
No. There was 2 extra votes.
That's it. How many journeys? Maybe 2?
Possibly, yeah, 2, 3.
I wanted to get back to this comment from Mex. Mex adds in, this Survivor preview is my Roman Empire. I love it. It has been incredibly fun. He also says rank new era seasons based on winners.
We need to find out the winner first.
I love that. I love that answer. 42 would be at the end for me. Just letting everyone know. Yeah. I don't know why. I did not enjoy Marianne's win. Here's another poll we asked you guys. Did this season have an old school vibe? Continuing to go off what we've seen from the season as a whole. And I love this poll that you posted, Ollie. 62%. Absolutely. Yep. I loved it. 38% didn't get that vibe. 0, nope, not at all. And 0%, I do, but didn't like it. This is a huge talking point as well, Ollie, because I think the cast is what made this feel like an older season. The cast, They were not scared to be chirping with one another, to be a little sassy. We saw Sassy Jeff come back this season in a sense. It wasn't like he used to be, but it was a step in the right direction, Jeff, and still being polite for your father, father for your son. Sorry, polite as a father. So Ollie, I'll let you take it away. Why do you think this had kind of that retro Survivor feel to it.
Well, I think it's because they focused on the players more than the gameplay. And I feel like the players themselves were not afraid to just be authentically themselves. Obviously, it has had a backlash in the fandom, which just screw fandom at this point for that. But I think they've just not been afraid to like be themselves and not think about the camera. It's like, yes, the camera's there, but this is how I'm truly feeling. And if I'm not feeling this person at this point in time, I'm not feeling this person at this point in time. And at the end of the day, it's a reality competition. Reality. These are real people. These are real emotions. So they've just been their authentic selves, every single one of them. So I give them props for it. And that's why people have enjoyed it.
Yeah, it has been a masterful season in the sense it has had that retro feel. We also haven't had, again, a million advantages in the game. Remember when Survivor didn't even have immunity idols? Like, they've been irrelevant this season. And that kind of goes off our next point, our final poll that we had. Oh, skipped ahead a little bit. What was the most iconic moment this season? Some good ones. Q's final 10 tribal chaos, 25%. Liz's Applebee's meltdown takes it home with 36%. We had 4 idols not played, 32%. And Banu in general, only 7%. Ollie, if I'm picking, I didn't vote in this. I wanted to leave it to the fans. But if I'm picking 4 idols not being played, that is a historic thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you said 4 idols. Hasn't it been 5? Because you could add in.
Yeah, 4 in a row. There was just.
Yeah.
X only lets you have about this much space. So I was just like, the 4. I was like, I know Survivor fans will know what I mean.
for you, which one stood out?
See, I would have gone for Liz's Applebee's meltdown.
Really? I mean, it's going to go down in history.
Exactly. And I think it's that thing of, because when you remember Survivor, you remember the moments. And I think the thing with the 4 idol plays is they are iconic, but they were one after the other in their different moments. Whereas that was a singular moment that you can remember and we've always remembered from since that episode. And I feel like that will be referenced. I know the idols will be referenced as well, but when people go in there like, what do you remember about 46? They'll think about the idols, but they will think about Liz's.
That's what they're going to YouTube. That's what they're going to search on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
That or Banu in general. If you like, how often is Banu going to get brought up? Too much. As we wrap up here, we got just like 2 more questions to answer from the audience, and I had to show this. And actually, Ollie was the one who gave me this idea. Only 2 people have their winners remaining in the game. That is Abraham, who chose Ben, and Abraham, I owe you an apology. I called you crazy. And Ollie, who chose Kenzie, who is the favorite to win tonight. That is so. Ollie, are you feeling a little confident over there?
No, I'm not feeling confident because I'm never gonna feel confident. I am rooting. Obviously, we all know I'm rooting for my girl Kenzie. I'm confident in the sense of I put her. She was the first person I picked. Even if you look at our drafts, she was my first pick, and I literally said she is the person that I have the most trust in. And now everyone is seeing why. So, Kenzie knows this.
How important is it to get an early pick in the draft or have someone that you want to take in the first round? I'm talking about our fantasy draft that we do between the podcasters of Survivor Now. Ollie, you finished second to last year.
Yeah.
You're second place right now. And we implemented a new rule. And this was thanks to Matthew. He brought it up. He's like, if you draft the winner, I think you should get something for having the winner of the season. So I said it during the draft video and I stuck with it. If you have the winner on your team, you get an additional 50 points. And unless you're, unfortunately for Phil, there's no way, even if Liz wins, that he can come back in this. We have a 3-way battle between you, Abraham, and Kara. Kara still has Charlie, who has a giant chance to win. Yeah. You still have Kenzie, who is the favorite to win. Abraham still has Ben. There's 2 immunity challenges tonight that 2 people can win. There's a fire making challenge. There's a lot of ways to get points. Abraham won last year, and I believe our first season of doing the draft. This is our second season doing it. Ollie, I know you said you can never feel confident, especially in the game of Survivor. Do you like your chances to catch up to Abraham.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I will always root for Kenzie no matter what. So, regardless, I'm going to sit there and just be confident. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and that's how the chips fall. But either way, I'm happy.
Favorite? Is she your favorite new era castaway?
Yes.
Is she your favorite
Hands
castaway
down.
all time?
Possibly.
Oh, she's up there.
Possibly.
All right. I mean, not much of an answer tonight. I mean, or not much an answer. We already gave it away. Who wins tonight? Ollie, you're sticking with your girl, Kenzie.
I've backed her since day one. I'm going to back her until tonight. I'm going to back her until I see the final vote read.
And I'm jumping on. I'd love to say, no, I'm going to give this person. So we have sake of argument, but I'm going to jump on the Kenzie train. Maybe a tougher question is who gets the Sia money?
Ooh.
Someone said Banu. I don't see Banu getting Sia's money.
Possibly.
Maybe. With
one
the story.
person, I'm not going to say like this many people. One person I think could get it's Ben. I'm going to go with Ben.
Ben?
I think,
I think Q is guaranteed to get it. Maybe. We'll leave it at that. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Survivor Now Podcast and on X at Survivor Now Pod, and follow myself and Ollie. We don't do that enough. We don't shout each other out enough. Follow myself and Ollie on our Instagrams as well, but follow Survivor Now Podcast on Instagram and X so you get notified when we're going live, because this week is going to be super fluid with people being in New York for the event. We don't know when the streams. This is going to be the 1 week this season that the schedule's a little wonky. We will let you know when we go live on YouTube and all that. Of course, thank you so much for tuning in to the official Survivor Now 46 pre-show. I can say official because does anyone else do it? No. So it is the official pre-show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the premiere. I messed it up bad, didn't I? Enjoy the finale. Let us know in the comments exactly what you're doing tonight. Are you going to a party? Are you in New York? Let us know. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We will catch you guys next time for more Survivor 46 coverage.